Two different factions, and Lashley just dominated with his WrestleMania defeat, winning into Rigoletto. Thanks for stopping in at WrestleMania with his faction and the Street Profits. So shout out to Triple H for bringing big teams back. That's what's up. So then Solo just takes over. Period. They come down to the ring. Heyman's spitting. I have direct words from the tribal chief himself. And then at that point, Solo takes over the whole show. He completely changes the way Heyman even stands there. I believe Heyman may have wet himself while he was standing in the corner when Solo was beating down his older brother, Jimmy Uso. And in a manner and with someone who didn't think. I thought the next dude who I think will come up, which will be Jacob Fatu, but this came out of nowhere, guys. This came out of nowhere, and maybe it's just my lack of looking at information lately, but I had no clue Tama Tonga was coming. That was completely insane. I was watching the highlights. I was in the kitchen getting ready to cook dinner. I'm like flipping out watching it. I have one piece in my ear, but I'm cooking the dinner. My wife's like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, you wouldn't even understand." But like this dude that started factions, like that's the big thing. That's who I said you'll notice in a second what I'm talking about. You know, Tama Tonga is one of the first people who started the Bullet Club, guys. And I think without starting a Bullet Club, maybe we don't see these factions that we have nowadays. They may never even pop back up. Who knows? But I'm definitely willing to bet that most of you, 5 to 7 people, if you know here, you're sitting here watching wrestling with me, or listening about wrestling with me, Zaddy Era, what's up? You would know and you would understand and respect the fact that I say the Bullet Club definitely has taken faction wrestling back to where it needed to be whenever they were a thing, and that's all thanks to this man Tama Tonga. You know, and he's very, very deeply rooted into the bloodline. It makes perfect sense for him to be here, and it makes perfect sense for him to be on top of wrestling the way he's been on top of wrestling for the last decade or 15 years now. By you know. I don't even really, I can't speak too much on his past, but I'm so happy that we get to, other than from the Bullet Club, you know, and that he's been on top ever since then over there. I cannot express to you guys how happy and excited that I am we get to see this new bloodline, the bloodline storyline still continue, and somehow they come up with a brand new way for it to be fresh. And it's fresh in a way that like I said, I thought it was going to be Jacob Fatu who was going to emerge and, you know, sort of, you know, be Sokolo's number one in a sense. But wow, mind blowing, and I don't know. I don't even know really what else to say on who is the tribal chief. We don't even know right now. We have no clue, honestly. Like I said, and that completely turned Heyman instantly. As soon as Solo took over and Solo was like, "Hold up, time out, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was kidding?" And he said, you know, winning matters, right? And now these are the consequences. And he dropped Jimmy like a sack of potatoes. He dropped him like, he said, "I love you, brother. You are my brother." And kapowie. But that was pretty awesome. You know, now we got scared Weasel Heyman, you know, running, chasing behind, you know, Solo. And at some point, Solo, they break apart, and Heyman's off on his own little back there. And then we had the AJ promo, which at this point solidified for me that we were going to have AJ and LA Knight next week. You know, I mean, he basically said, "LA, I'll see you next week." Obviously, you know, he's looking forward to what he indeed plans on going down to the ring, but it was just too definitive, and it's just obviously it was going to happen. But and I'm excited, and I hope they do go with AJ, but I'm curious if they do go with LA Knight. If they do go with LA Knight, that'd be like what, the third title right now that we have going on, feuding with face and face. And is that going to be something moving forward we see in the Triple H era? Is the face on face rivalries, especially at the preliminary and live events, which that's something that that the other guy was very much against. So we'll see about that. And then we had Braun and Rick Grimes, and this right here solidifies my I think solidifies my, I never, obviously I have no clue, but my opinion I think which solidifies my point of jobbers are gonna matter now is, you know, they bring up Braun Breaker, who is, you know, yes, he is Rick Steiner's son, Scott Steiner's nephew, flip flop, vice versa. I don't know. He is a Steiner. Period. Don't know why he's now a Breaker. It's not like he was married into the family. Versus Rick Grimes. And both guys were very entertaining and very good down on the NXT. So seeing them up on WWE, up on the main roster, Fran Gomez, what's up? It was pretty cool seeing that. As soon as I went on to the highlights, I didn't expect it, didn't see it happening. And Braun basically squashed him. And so what does that mean? That means Braun is going to be pushed here shortly, and that's awesome. That's super awesome. Maybe he takes out Logan and kind of pushes Logan into a main event picture at that point, because I don't think Logan's going away. I think Logan's pretty solidified as where he's at. So, like I said, and a lot of people I've seen online was saying, "Oh, this is bad for Rick Grimes." No, it isn't, guys. This is very good for Rick Grimes because, like I said, it solidifies him as a main event jobber, and you know that's where he needs to be. You know, and that's definitely awesome because that is a position that needs to be elevated on both Raw and SmackDown. It is the guys that are just going to come out and just get beat up and sell all the good spots and make the guys that are coming through and trying to go up and rise, make them just look that much better. And if they're able to do that, they'll get their piece every now and then. And you know, obviously their merch sales are always, you know, through the roof whenever they're good. They have to be good, obviously. And I think Rick Grimes is that good. I'm talking like a Gilbert good, you know, the gimmick wrestling, guys. The stuff we watched back then. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a millennial. I was born in '90. You know, I started watching wrestling in '91. You know, basically, you know, and I think characters like Rick Grimes are going to be more important moving forward. So we got jobber wrestling and we got faction wrestling back, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Yo, turn on news now from everyone is launching rockets from everywhere. Whoa. And here we are. So is that it right here on the first ever podcast, WWE podcast? You know, is that what's happening? Wow. Well, we're going to do this, guys, and we'll check that out. So Bayley face looks awesome. You know, Bayley face run WWE looks awesome. Turn on news now. Pause for the cause. All right, let's see what's going on. I'm not gonna turn on. I don't see about turning on the news, but let's go. I'm live, so I can't go here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see news and events. He says, "What are you talking about?" What are you talking about? You gotta be sidetracked here. Whatever, man. We'll figure that out one day. We'll see what's going on. But so Bayley comes out and, you know, she's saying I'm champion, and I think it is awesome for Bayley. You know, every time she has been champion, I think it was always just a filler spot, and the reason why I think it's awesome for Bayley is because she's a face. You know, Bayley was always the hugger. You know, Bayley was the face, you know, and of the four, she was the top one. Even back then, she was. You can't, you could debate it. Yes, you could, but I don't think you'll win in any actual real statistical debate because she was on top back then in the NXT. You know, and she had the awesome "You deserve it," and I do think she does deserve it. So that's awesome right there. So and then you have the Naomi versus B Fresh. What's up, B Fresh? And then you have the Naomi versus Staten. They did that a few months ago. I believe that was